Buju, wago shindigu migizi indodem, gazaga squaji mekag, indunjiba. I had a chance to check out Killers of the Flower Moon, and I have to say, I had mixed feelings about the film. Uh, it's a tough show to watch. The constant, pursuing, murdering, taking advantage of indigenous people, trigger warning for folks who watch the show. I have to say, though, that this is a story that has needed to be told and told in a way that would raise awareness to this critical piece of history. And from the Osage responses that I have read and seen, that has been their primary response, that finally someone is telling this story. And so it does seem to be appreciated by, the subject group. Natives are not all the same, and we don't all think the same way. And so, there are a couple of other things like oftentimes in the making of movies and so forth, non-native people have been the primary profiteers or centered in the narratives, basing off of works that were created by non-native people. And there have been some critiques that there have been multiple books written about the Osage murders, but this particular one was authored by a non-indigenous person. Was that necessary? Were there other choices? And I actually haven't read enough of all of the other works to make a careful evaluation about quality of text, storytelling, to really evaluate if that was the right decision for the storytelling, um, or the ethics. But I do believe, as a general rule, holding up and centering Native voices is really, really important. I'm so heartened to see Lily Gladstone getting, Oscar nominations and so forth, and lots of critical acclaim for her role. I thought she did a great job in the film. As far as acting goes, I honestly thought that Leonardo DiCaprio did an incredible job acting. He had to play a character who was, for starters, not very intelligent, who did horrible things, but played him in a way that still humanized him enough, where you could, connect with the character as completely compromised as he was. And I thought that was actually very difficult to do as an actor, but I thought he did an incredible job. His performance was Oscar worthy in terms of acting ability. Of course, Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio have gotten a lot of attention for their roles in the film too. But, all journeys have to start with first steps. And, while I do believe that Native authors should be held up and Native actors and actresses should be centered, and the Native storytelling, by, for, and about Native people should be done by Natives, but at the same time, honestly, I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio and Martin Scorsese, who are wealthy, well established, and anything that they decide to devote their time and energy to is likely to succeed, that they took their time, effort, energy, and probably a couple years of their lives to devote to this particular project so that they could center and hold up, Lily Gladstone and bring attention to the Osage murders. I think that's what we would like to ask white allies to do. And they did not act like it was all about them. So, in spite of the few critiques, that I've heard out there, I endorse this film, Killers of the Flower Moon. It holds up a previously, marginalized story. And I thought that the non-native people who worked on the film have done a good job of holding up and centering Native voices to the best of their ability. And this doesn't mean that this is, the shining example of how everything should always be done, but we are taking steps on a journey in which Native people are becoming less a caricature and more fully realized characters in movie making, where we are able to inform as well as entertain, even though a film about, brutal murders of indigenous people is not easy to watch if you care about humans, I still think it accomplished something, and it is certainly worth your time. Miigwech. Thanks for watching today. I'm Anton Treuer. Let's keep in touch. I'm active on social media, and my website has lots of information on my books, speaking engagements, resources for the Ojibwe language, teachers, and more. Miigwech.